So I'm gonna finish this one. Ooh. There you go. There we go. So hey guys, welcome back. So this video is gonna be kind of challenging for me. So I need a new workbench and I haven't figured out the exact dimensions I'm wanting yet. I'm going to end up with this project. I'm going to be kind of challenging with every project really. I plan on challenging myself just to try to better my skills on everything. So this workbench, I've done this style before, but not the joinery before. And we'll get to it here before long, but it's going to be all done up with red cedar. Most of it's going to be red cedar because that's what I have the vast majority of. So it's going to be sitting right across here, and I plan on getting this to where it'll drop, where it'll be down below. Well, I can store it down below. It's going to have a shelf, drawers up top on both sides, and I'm probably going to have one side overhang so I can mount this specifically on that on that end. I don't know exactly, like I said, what I'm looking, how is exactly what size I'm looking for, but I'll be figuring out as I go along. So right now I know I need to be making some legs. I've got plenty of 2x up here. These are, I think, 2 1/4. I think is what these are. All these thicker pieces are 2 1/4. So I got some 2x4s. I'm going to already cut up as 2x4s. I got a few up in there. I'm gonna grab those and whatever else I need to be able to make up the legs. Because what I plan on doing is making 4x4 posts for the legs themselves. And so I'm going to just end up getting them cut down, one side smooth, and get them all glued together tonight. Went ahead and got these tapers on here to make it kind of look a little bit better, but also get rid of some of that white sapwood out here on these edges. Got rid of it pretty good, most of it anyways. This is what I did to make it happen. Just bolted on there, piece of wood to my fence. I have that, I don't know if you can tell real well with the camera, but it's embedded into that wood a little bit, just enough to where the top of the teeth clear, and that way it'll actually make a little bit cleaner cut. I found out if you actually embed it into the fence a little bit here. If you don't, it'll leave a little groove on one edge, so keep that in mind. So since those are done, I got all 4 of them done. I gotta figure out what my other dimensions are gonna be, my width and the length of it. I am gonna go ahead and go with the 36 inch, just like what my other workbench is here on height. I'm also going to be putting it on casters here. I don't think it's going to be a full 4 feet long, but I want to see what I have here. I'm just going to see what I have for room, because that's what I got to dominantly base this off of, his room for this shop. All right, so I figured out what my final end measurements are. Well, at least for the box measurements, the end measurements for the box is going to be. And well, at least for the next pieces, they're going to be, the box itself is going to be somewhere around the 2.5 feet by 30 feet. And that will give me about a foot of overhang with the 2x that I have for the end for my planer. This rough sawn red cedar is 4 feet, a little over 4 feet. So that'll give me at least the 10 inches necessary to mount this at the end of it. That way I can fish it through. And plus it should give me enough room to be able to build this up to help prevent I'm a snag. Cause I'm a snag. I think it's called sniping. It's where the the planer, whenever it's feeding it through and it drops down, it raises the tail piece up into the blades. Next is actually getting the framing set up and milled out and ready. So let's move on.
346 minutes later.
This is the way I'm going to be doing these joints at the top of the posts. Yeah, I'm going to be cutting this part out. That's why I have it on top. So my cross members are going to be here, and they'll be dropping down to the final depth that I plan on doing. This just happens to be 6.5 inches. This should be able to give me somewhere in the 4.5 5-inch jaw, somewhere in there. I don't have to build it as I make it. I mean, just see how deep I'm able to make it. They're not going to be very deep. This one here is how these here are going to be the boards that I'll be going into these spots. So the drawers, I plan on doing drawers. Let's put it like that. I plan on doing drawers. If I'm not able to, I'm not able to. Sadly, I don't have a mortising machine, so this is going to be it's going to be difficult to do, but I have a way I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to end up using my skill saw and make the initial cut, and then come back with my hand saw and finish the cut, because I think I only have like a 3-inch depth on my cut for the skill saw, so that's going to restrict me there. I'm going to have to finish out with my hand saw, and then I'm going to have to see what I can do with getting the rest of it out to break it out, because I really don't feel like going back through and making multiple cuts with the hand saw and the skill saw back and forth. So I might go ahead and try the bandsaw at it. I'm going to try on just one, see what happens. If not, then I am going to have to go with making multiple passes with the skill saw and hand saw. So I don't know. I'm hoping that the bandsaw is going to work, but we're going to find out. That's exactly what I was afraid of. So can't use that right now. All right, back to hand sawing.
Much later.
So I did figure out something that works. Oh, that does work. Now I just have to figure out how to. I'll just have to chisel them out, but do the same thing as I did up here at the top. Make all my cut like that, but go ahead and lay it on its side and go ahead and run the skill saw down these lines all the way around, and then finish the cuts with the hand saw here, actual hand saw. And we'll see how this is going to work out. So far it's doing better than the bandsaw. Yeah, I was fighting the handsaw on the other ones, so I'm just going to go ahead and go straight to the chisel on this. Alright, yeah, I think I figured out how I'm going to do this now. So yeah, let's get to it. So I'm going to finish this one. Ooh. There you go. There we go. So we're going to move on to getting this thing framed in, hopefully tomorrow, and that way we can at least see what it's going to be looking like. So jump onto it. frame is done. Finally, gonna be working on the top railing here. Go ahead and get these notched out. So that's what I'm gonna be moving on to next. Okay, I think it's time I call it a stop for now, because the freaking bandsaw blade broke. Had a piece break off of this. I want to glue that back on. So this project is officially on hold for now, because I really don't feel like using my saw to cut these out. So yeah, this is going to be on hold for now. Let me get you caught up here real quick. So we did wind up getting some new bands for the bandsaw blade. Wound up getting them from Woodcraft out of Tulsa. So we were down there in the area shortly after the whole incident. So we were like, I will just go ahead and swing by there and get them. So we got those and made all my cuts. And now we are assembled here, and these are cut out. By sheer luck, these actually line up for the most part. We're talking maybe a couple of degrees over the entire span. So that will allow me to do one piece for the tracks from here to there. So that's gonna make things a lot easier. Now, I did screw up my cuts here. This was supposed to be on the bottom, but I'm gonna leave it as it is. It's going to be mine, so I'm not really going to care too much. I am going to wish that there was a little bit extra support out here, but I think we're going to be fine. And had issues with these breaking out, so it's not a full, well-fitting deal. If I had a mortiser of some sort, that would have been a lot better for me anyways. But I don't have a mortiser. I just remembered I did, for the sake of securing it, I did not glue these joints. I threw screws in just to be able to grab a hold of the top pieces here. That way these will not just willy-nilly come out, because I know I'll probably end up lifting it up and be able to move this around. I did kit wheels on here too, so that's another thing. But that way it doesn't just simply pull out whenever I go to move this around. So my goal tonight is to get those tracks done and hopefully in place tonight. So we're gonna see how it goes, and see how long I'm willing to be out here tonight. So let's get to it. Now I'm going to go ahead and move on to my 2-inch top here, because I'm trying to get this done before this weekend, which happens to be the 4th of July weekend. We have people coming over this weekend, so I'm wanting to be able to do this. I'll have this outside, be able to use it as a regular table, so, and maybe that lower shelf. So we'll go from there. Okay, so this is not the best I've ever done before. There's just several things that just went wrong with this. The seam here, it seems they're supposed to look like that. No gaps. Well, most of them turned out like this. Actually, this is the only one. It came out reasonably well, somewhat. So I don't know what in the world. Just old equipment is what I'm gonna write it off to. I did go ahead and get the lower done up too, so all we got left are the drawers. And then I'll be getting that thing set up here. So, drawer time it is. But while I'm waiting on those, I don't like the fact that I went ahead and screwed this into the bottom of it to flatten this out because it was some of the boards were open. So what I'm going to do, come in at an angle and try to make it do that little number. Do it at each seam like this, if that makes sense. That way, it kind of helps keep everything kind of flat with each other. This is, I did not record this, but this is officially set up and ready to be used. These pieces here are just a touch under the inside deck. Actually, I think this one might be flush, pretty close to it. I try to aim to be just a little bit lower for the fact that it'll still, it doesn't catch on these boards. At least this back one, so it doesn't catch on it and then wind up pushing it and jamming it and blah blah blah. Yes, I'm gonna have to do all of this whenever I go to put it back on and take it off and everything. I have to do all this. Yes, I get it. It's a little bit tedious, but it should do the job and be able to get this out of the way when it's not needed. So that's the whole point of this. So now we're going to be moving on to the drawers here. That is going to be a wrap for now. This thing is, at least it's done to where I'm wanting, the way I'm wanting it to be for now. So the drawers, as you saw, technically it is 4 drawers. So that way, if I'm over here, I needed something from the other side, I can just kind of, oh yeah, okay, I can grab it here. And vice versa from the other side. So I don't know how well I'm gonna like it, but it is what it is. I'll see. I just want to play with it and go from there. So I got this thing set up, well, so I can take it apart and store it down here. As you can see, this at least is going to help with my room issue. We're gonna see, because I definitely need to try to declutter this other workbench. That was the main reason for the drawers on this one. Try to declutter this and the drill press and get that old stand out of there, the old desk out of here. There's a lot going that I plan on doing. You know, I plan on doing a little bit more rearranging and a whole bunch more tinkering. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a wrap for now. Be sure to check out all the socials down below. There'll be links down there. Don't forget, get out there, try something new. Just get out, and even if you're not real sure how to go about it, just go ahead and challenge yourself, because every project I do, I try to challenge myself in some manner. And just remember, just get out and try something new. And now I'm going to go ahead and jump on to the video verse. So this video verse is in John chapter 7, and we're doing verses 25 through 36. And it says, some of the people of Jerusalem were saying, isn't this the man they were trying to kill? Yet look, he's speaking publicly, and they're saying nothing to him. Can it be true that the authorities know he is the Messiah? But we know where this man is from. When the Messiah comes, nobody will know where he is from. As he was teaching in the temple, Jesus cried out, you know me, and you know where I am from. Yet I have not come on my own, but the one who sent me is true. You don't know him. I know him because I am from him, and he sent me. Then he tried to seize him, yet no one laid a hand on him, because his hour had not yet come. However, many from the crowd believed in him and said, when the Messiah comes, he won't perform more signs than this man has done, will he? The Pharisees heard the crowd murmuring these things about him, and so the chief priests and the Pharisees sent servants to arrest him. Then Jesus said, I am only with you for a short time. Then I'm going to the one who sent me. You will look for me, but you will not find me, and where I am you cannot come. Then the Jews said to one another, where does he intend to go so we won't find him? He doesn't intend to go to the Jewish people dispersed among the Greeks and teach the Greeks, does he? What is the remark he made? You will look for me, and you will not find me, and where I am you cannot come. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see y'all in the next one.